This game contains content that might not be suitable for most audiences. Viewers' discretion is advised. La Nevada says cold at night. You know this. Over the last few months, you've become intimately familiar with the frigid winds that whistle through the city's streets. Hell, if you didn't know any better, you'd think that this wasn't a real desert at all. It's not. You know it's not. You can play along tonight. You've had a couple of drinks and you're feeling charitable. Anyway, cold. You tug your coat collar up around your neck and rub your hands together in an attempt at warmth. Damn, you're shivering. If you're that cold, you could just go back inside. Yeah, if it isn't the man of the hour. Quackity shrugs off his jacket as he joins you on the balcony. He must be used to the night air by now. This is his country after all. Backlit by the city's glow, he looks to be lined in strawberry gold. Not really my thing, I think. No? I seem to remember you were quite the socialite during the election. You scoff out a laugh. You remember the nights he was referring to. Campaign events spent, silver talking anyone from whom you might win an endorsement. You'd managed well enough back then, but 13 and a half years without proper stimulus has lowered your tolerance for ballroom lights. That was a long time ago. Not that long. Well, for you, maybe. Quackity joins you by the railing. You notice for the first time that he's holding a carton of cigarettes. He pulls out one as he settles into place beside you. His eyes never leave the skyline. A practice motion, then. You suppose, not everything changes. So, you crashed my party just to sit outside and mope? Oh, right. You've forgotten the tiny detail of not having an invitation. Define your party crashing behavior, lie about having an invite. Both of these are terrible options. I will defend my party crashing behavior. In my defense, getting in through the back was exceptionally easy. You really should hire better security. Unless, of course, you weren't really trying to keep me out. Did that increase my affection? I'll change the locks. Quackity doesn't confirm your suspicions, but he also doesn't deny them. You don't really care either way. You're here now, and so is he. And isn't that how it always ends up? Back inside, music swells before switching to the next song. You catch the faint scent of finger foods and alcohol before it disappears on the breeze, over sweet sausage rolls washed over by crisp night air. Even out here, the party's atmosphere scratches at your senses. Got a light? I'll give him my lighter. I'll ask for a cigarette. I'll ask for a cigarette. Maybe. Do you have an extra cigarette? Oh, come on. Are you seriously going to make me haggle with you over a light? God damn it. Well, I could always go back and, change that later. Are you seriously going to make me haggle with you over a smoke? We both have something the other wants. I believe a quid pro quo is in order. You're so damn dramatic. Fine, whatever. You've got a deal. You shake on it. Quackity's grip is firm and sends a zip of warmth from your palm to your shoulder. The handshake of a proper businessman. You know, I thought you were trying to quit. I've tried to quit a lot of things. Smoking, drinking, you. You don't say that, of course. Neither of you ever do. Whatever, man. It's your funeral. You think I'll get one of those this time around? Sure, flowers and everything. Tell you what, I wouldn't even eat the heart off your corpse. Aw, Big Q, you flatter me. Quackity rolls his eyes, and he hands you a cigarette. And you hand him the lighter that you keep in your coat pocket. He flicks it once, twice, and then a tiny flame has come to light between the two of you. When he's done, you lean in to light your own cigarette. It catches easily, glowing orange between your fingers. You wish you thought to bring something stronger, but this will do. You take a deep drag and exhale smoke towards the stars. Ask him why he's out here. So why are you abandoning your own party? Doesn't seem like proper behavior for a president. Like you would know about presidential behavior. Oh, please. As if your father dessert could hold a candle to. Watch yourself, Wilbur. I made the wrong choice again! You bristle at his tone, but reluctantly ease up. You suppose there's a time and place for competition. The air tonight feels too cold and heavy for your usual bickering. Fine, but you're still not being much of a host. Maybe I just need a smoke break. I doubt that. You didn't even bring a lighter. Quackity frowns around a cigarette. He takes another puff before answering. Worry about yourself, alright? Oh, come on now. You can't deny a man his curiosity. I can, actually. He blows smoke into his face. What the? Ugh! Just tell me, what's the party for? Are we celebrating? Quackity scoffs and turns his gaze out towards the skyline. La Nevada stretches out in front of you, both sharp and twinkling. The city's heart beats with the steady thrum of people weaving through its streets. They sway under its fluorescent warmth, impossibly small from the balcony's vantage point, but so undeniably alive. Your skin prickles at the thought of being among them. This is not a picture you fit into as anything but a spectator. Not exactly. I was sort of thinking someone else might show up tonight. But they didn't, so it's whatever. I don't care. Clearly. Screw off! Quackity bristles beside you, shoulders going tense as he turns his cigarette between his fingers. Why did you even come here tonight? Was your van in the woods not entertaining enough for you? Big Q, please! That van in the woods is an up-and-coming 5-star restaurant. Show some respect! But it is possible that I was bored. Quackity laughs, and it sounds like summer. In your chest is something warm and terrible. You are a predictable man. Tell him you came for the food. Tell him you came to see him. Actually, I'm here to see you. What? Seriously? Of course. How else am I supposed to catch you making a fool of yourself once you're drunk off of cheap party wine? Someone has to be there to film that. Quackity elbows you in the side. You don't realize how close you've been standing until his shoulder is against yours, shoving at you with no real force behind it. Screw off! I haven't been party drunk since... He pauses, but you know what he's referring to. Your memories of that time are a bit of a blur, all dark and ashen around the edges and sour at the back of your tongue. But you recall that night in perfect clarity. Ironic, given you'd be drunk off your butt right now along with him. It was meant to be a last hurrah of sorts, though no one but you knew at the time. To the rest of them, it was just a birthday party. You prefer not to dwell on the things you said that night. Quackity was so fresh out of a bad relationship that he still jumped at a slamming door, and you were planning the cadence of your own last words, and neither of you were in any state to make good decisions. Both of you did a lot of things that night that you'd be stupid to repeat. So you've never considered yourself a wise man. Maybe I was hoping for an encore. Quackity flushes, but doesn't push you again. Yeah, well, maybe next time. You let your attention fall to the horizon. Smoke floats over the sands, turning pink as it falls under the city's strawberry tint. It reminds you of nights spent smoky under a different set of stars. Sometimes, if it's quiet enough, you can still hear the hum of interstate traffic. Tonight, the chatter of partygoers is all you hear, but a memory of elsewhere burns in your chest all the same. Hey, you good? Her eyes snap back to Quackity. You'd really zoned out there for a minute. Yeah, I'm fine. Just thinking. You take your cigarette from your lips and see Quackity's eyes dart to where it now glows between your fingertips, no doubt watching for a sign of your old habits. You're not sure he's even aware that he's doing it, but that slight furrow of his brow is familiar to you. Without comment, you press the end of the cigarette against the railing instead. It goes out with a final, dying spark. Quackity's shoulders relax subtly, and maybe you should be embarrassed by his instinctive caution, but you've never been able to shy away from having his eyes on you. Good or bad, it sparks fire in your chest. You've tried every combination of potions and alcohol and drugs that you can get your hands on, and this thing between the two of you is still better than anything you've ever shut up. He's been your drug of choice for a while now, and you've never coped well with withdrawals. Dude, seem out of it. How much did you have to drink? Please, I know a lot has changed, Big Q, but I can still hold my liquor. And tell me why you're acting so weird. I'll tell him I'm jealous. I'm just distracted. It's an impressive place, you know. It may be stalling, but it's not a lie. La Nevada, as much as you wish to deny it, is a breathtaking accomplishment. And all its glitter and chrome, with the taste of fortune in the air, you understand why its president is so protective of its borders. Your soot-stained hands are out of place here. Cut the bull. Excuse me, that was compliment, and I can't believe that was the wrong choice again. Yeah, exactly. Since when are you so eager to sing my country's praises? I know it's perfect, but you never admit to that. So why the flattery? You think I haven't picked up on your silver tongue by now? Would you rather I use my tongue in other ways? Shut up! Really, though, tell me what you're thinking about. Fine. You want honesty? I'm thinking about a gas station. Come on, man, be serious. I am! I know you're busy with Nevada, but surely you haven't forgotten that there are places outside of your fake desert. For example, real deserts. I'm overdue for a visit to the genuine article. Quackity shakes his head like he's exasperated, which is ridiculous given that he's put up with far worse theatrics from you before. Really, you thought he'd have built up a tolerance for your bull at this point. Whatever. Everyone to let his composure slip, he puts out a cigarette against the railing, leaving a twin dot of ash next to yours. It's just the two of you now, with no excuse to be out here other than each other. So, you're, what, going on vacation? Something like that. You have to taste of nicotine, makes the lie taste better. Actually, no, not really. I'm going home. What? Home like Lemonburg? You're moving into the crater? No, home like before Lemonburg. Oh, huh. You do realize that I didn't just appear one day in a Carmarthen, right? Of course I do. Don't be a smart butt. I just never thought about it. So, where's home then? You can't help but laugh. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Try me. Yeah, maybe another time. Fine, whatever. What's the big deal then? I'll miss his parties. You're leaving for good? I'm leaving for good. You swallow hard. This next part is stuck in your throat with nowhere else to go but up and out. This isn't a vacation, Q. I'm not coming back. Oh. For a long moment, Quackity is quiet. Only the background hum of party guests breaks the awkward silence. I couldn't stay in the server anymore. I can't be here, kicking up dust in the rubble of everything I've ruined. I'm not going to hurt myself again, but something has to. It's fine, Wilbur. I get it. Your mind stops racing. You do? Of course, man. Look where we are now. I built La Nevada because I needed things to change. I don't have time. I don't have a home to move back to, so I built one. I made myself from the ground up. If you've already got a place waiting for you, that's even easier. I bet all you have to do is decide who you're going to be when you get there. Quackity's words are uncharacteristically soft, made loose by smoke and cheap party wine. They carry a hint of honesty that makes your chest ache. He isn't strong is the thing. You have the where and when of your next step, but the who remains unsolved. You suppose you've been putting it off. You are nothing if not a history of titles. President, terrorist, ghost. Each role leaves you with more scars to try and cover with your next costume change. Performer, poet, wordsmith. You are an actor to the very core, and all the world's a stage. You are Wilbur Soot? Honestly, Spotlight has gotten old. Like a turn in the wings. I think I'm just going to be Wilbur. Terrible choice. I've been known to make a few of those. Quackity laughs at that. You let yourself enjoy it before turning your attention back to the skyline. Before I go, there's something I want to give you. Wilbur, I swear to all the gods, if this is some sort of... There's no explosives involved! Hurry on. You fish around in your pocket and retrieve a white envelope. There's no stamp or address, just a single letter scrawled across the front. Q. Quackity takes it like it's made of gunpowder. What is this? It's not a love letter, if that's what you're worried about. Or an unaliving note. You don't have to read it now. Wait till I'm gone, alright? There's no return address. Don't worry, I'm not expecting you to write back. He looks at the letter, then at you. And there's a question in his eyes that turns your veins to honey. And then he smiles. Yeah, that tracks. You just have to make sure you get the last word, don't you? Obviously. What you don't say is the truth of the matter, that there will never be a last word between the two of you. You are each other's loose ends, unfinished business. He's the final note in the song you can never stop writing. Pluck out the strings of an old guitar that feels like home beneath your palms. As if to make this point for you, your next reply is cut off by a new presence on the balcony. A uniformed waiter hovers in the archway, wringing their hands. Mr. Quackity, there's someone here to see you. What? Tell them I'm busy. I tried, sir, but they keep insisting. They said you invited them. They showed me the envelope. Are you expecting anyone from the Kanoko kingdom? Quackity's eyes go wide. You don't even ask. But there's enough sun color in his cheeks that you don't have to. Oh, just give me a minute. Tell him Tell him not to go anywhere. With a nod, the waiter leaves, and then it's just the two of you again. You watch as Quackity bites at his bottom lip anxiously. I'll be honest, I didn't expect this. So I see. Ask him to stay? I'll ask him to stay. Are you really going to invite them in? It's awfully bad manners to show up so late for a party. Nothing worse than showing up uninvited. God damn it. Yeah, well, maybe so. Your palms are sweating against the railing. Come on, give them a minute to try the drinks. Allow me 5 more minutes of your time. You wash the words over with vanilla in an attempt to quell their embarrassingly desperate undertone. Because the truth of the matter is, your request is nothing new. You asked him for this thousands of times before. 5 more minutes to drag out a campaign debate. 5 more minutes in the heart of a ravine with your shaking hands against his skin. 5 more minutes in the back of your mind, unspoken as you count the seconds until you can slip away to a room with a button. 5 more minutes as you watch the sun rise from his penthouse window. For better or for worse, he has a history of obliging you. But some things do change. Wilbur, I need to talk to them. Right, of course. You should do that. Say hello for me, won't you? Of course. I'll see you around, yeah? You won't. Both of you know it, but to say as much would be too honest for either of your taste. Right. Around. Really, Q? Go talk to them. Have a nice night. I mean it. And the funny thing is, you do. Alright. Good night, Wilbur. Your chest aches where it's been stitched back together with scar tissue, but there's a strange sort of acceptance to the pain. It is not finality, not by a long shot, but maybe you dare to hope. Closure. Thank you. Enjoy the party. Oh no! Until we meet again? So we're gonna try to get like max hearts with Quackity. Let's just see. I'm gonna give him my lighter. Of course. Never leave home without one, right? Thanks. Mine is still in my room. Left here on your bedside table again? Yeah, I think it's still next to your... My what? Right. Sorry. Lighter. You fish out a silver zipper of your coat pocket and pass it to Quackity, who accepts it gratefully. He pauses once it's in his palm, running his thumb over the engraving scratched onto its surface. W.S. It occurs to you that the last time you passed this lighter back and forth, it had been under much less pleasant circumstances. Huh. You still carry this thing around? Well, I figure if it got me through Poctopia, it'll get me through just about anything at this point. Quackity doesn't flinch, but his grip on the lighter tightens almost imperceptibly. It's only a slight tell, but you've always been able to read him. You know he's thinking about it too. The memory of long cold nights in a ravine hovers in a damp cloud around you both. Then, 2 tired bodies press shoulder to shoulder, sharing a lighter and passing a blunt back and forth. Fair enough. Now, Quackity hands you a cigarette. Everything has changed and everything is the same. You take the cigarette. Your hands are cold. He flicks it once, twice, and a tiny flame has come to light between the two of you. I'll ask him about the party. I think this was a choice that I made wrong last time. I know I didn't exactly get an invitation, but I have to say, it's an impressive event. What made you want to pull something like this together? It's called being a good precedent, Wilbur. You should try it sometime. A little late for that, I'm afraid. Really? Why now? It's been a while since the grand opening. Quackity frowns around his cigarette. He takes another puff before answering. Worry about yourself, alright? Oh, come on. You can't deny a man's curiosity. I can, actually. He blows smoke into his face. What the... Just tell me, what's the party for? Are we celebrating? Skip? Let's see. I came to see him. We've already seen all this before. And let's skip ahead. I'll tell him that I'm leaving. There's actually another reason why I'm here. Other than to get you drunk, I mean. Yeah, no, duh. You gotta tell me what it is? You clear your throat. The corners of your vision are tinged with smoke. I want to say goodbye. I'm planning on leaving soon. Oh. Wait, was that the wrong option? Wait, hang on. Apparently it's not the wrong choice. Like, his trust does go down if you say that you're leaving, but only slightly. And there's that worry again. The anxious line on his face are caught by the glow of the party behind you, cast in a bronze that reminds you far too much of the lantern light. When he looks up, there's fear in his eyes. Wilbur. Not like that! I mean... I'm not leaving. Not again, at least. There's just somewhere else I need to be. Oh! God damn it, man! Leave with that next time. You know you don't exactly have a fresh track record with ominous goodbyes, right? I know, sorry. Quackity shakes his head like he's exasperated, which is ridiculous given that he's put up far worse theatrics from you before. Skip. I'm leaving for good. You swallow hard. This next part is stuck in your throat with nowhere to go but up and out. This isn't a vacation, Q. I'm not coming back. Oh. For a long moment, Quackity is quiet. Only the background hum of party guests breaks the awkward silence. Skip. I'm gonna be Wilbur Soot. We've already seen all this before. Skip ahead. And then he smiles. Yeah, that tracks. You just have to make sure you get the last word, don't you? Obviously. What you don't say is the truth of the matter. That there will never be a last word between the two of you. You are each other's loose ends. Unfinished business. And we're gonna skip. Will he actually stay if I ask him to stay? Are you really going to invite them in? It's awfully bad manners to show up so late to a party. Any worse than showing up uninvited? Maybe so. Your palms are sweating against the railing. Come on, give them a moment to try the drinks. Allow me 5 more minutes of your time. You wash the words over with vanilla in an attempt to quell their embarrassingly desperate undertone. Because the truth of the matter is this. Your request is nothing new. You asked him for this 1,000 times before. 5 more minutes to drag out a campaign debate. 5 more minutes in the heat of a ravine with your shaking hands against his skin. 5 more minutes in the back of your mind, unspoken as you count the seconds until you slip away into a room with a button. 5 more minutes as you watch the sun rise from his penthouse window. For better or for worse, he has a history of obliging you. Wilbur, Alright, what the hell. Yeah, I'm not exactly in a hurry to deal with more guests. It's embarrassing how quickly enthusiasm spikes your heart rate. Your remaining dignity elects to believe that it doesn't just show on your face. That's the spirit. No reason to cut the night short. Quackity snaps his fingers, flagging down a nearby waiter. You think he asked him about, something about bringing out more wine, but in all honesty, you're a bit too preoccupied to be sure. You are hyper-aware of your body, of the way your height makes leaning against the railing more awkward than you'd like. Yet silly, but something about this lights up your senses like a damn Christmas tree. It's maybe muscle memory, something to the left of deja vu. Regardless, you're grateful when you're handed a fresh glass. You could use a little more alcohol in your system. As Quackity takes a sip from his own glass, his shoulders relax. You gladly follow suit. So, you sure I can't read this letter now? You've piqued my interest. I'm sure. It isn't much of a conversation starter, I'm afraid. Fair enough. What did you want to talk about then? Don't tell me you kept me from my guest just to sit around in silence. Tell him you'd like to just enjoy a drink together? Would that be so bad? The night is young, Big Q. We've got time to enjoy the wine. Really? You finally got my full attention and now you learn to shut up. Come on, entertain me. Alright, how about you answer my question from earlier then? Why a random party? If you must know, all of this is really just so I can show off. I didn't say that. Why not? If I were a president of a nation like this, showing off is exactly what I'd be doing. Really? I don't recall you putting together many displays of grandeur when you were in charge of Lummenberg. Well, not unless you count its finale. I don't. You shift in place awkwardly. Fair enough. You take a sip of your drink, reveling in the sour sweet taste that leaves at the back of your tongue. Its familiarity calms your nerves. So, this isn't to show off then. Okay, maybe it is a little. But you know what? Let's say I earned it. Do you have any idea what it took to build this place? Apparently not. Care to tell me? If you insist. Quackity lights up at your request. He can't help it. You know as much from experience. You were never able to turn down a chance to talk about your own nation. Back when she was new and beautiful and built on hope, you'd taken every opportunity to sing Lummenberg's praise. As Quackity launches into a speech about his country's architectural inspiration, a reminder of another young president you'd once known. That man is long dead. Still, you recognize the shine in Quackity's eyes as something you'd once seen in a mirror. Tell Quackity he has every right to be proud. Tell Quackity he reminds you of yourself. He's got every right to be proud? I do mean it, you know. When I say you deserve to be proud of this place, you've come farther than is easy for me to admit. Huh. Thanks, man. That means a lot. Quackity looks like he could gush about La Nevada for hours, and you're more than ready to listen, but the party seems to have other plans. The crash of shattering wine glass splits through the night air. Back inside, someone yells out a pained sorry. Another less apologetic voice whoops before turning up the music. Damn it, I told Sam to make sure no one broke anything. Yeah, I'm not sure. Awesome dude is your best bet at organized crowd control. Whatever, I'll just add him to the cleanup crew. Quackity moves for the door, and for a terrible moment, you think he's leaving you to go yell about broken glass. Then he shuts the balcony doors. There. At least now I don't have to listen while people break my things. Problem solved then. But the sound of Partigo is muffled. Your attention is pulled fully to the man across from you. He leans against the railing with a sigh, taking another long sip of wine, like it will distract him from anything waiting inside. Not for the first time. You envy him. I think he's beautiful. What? Oh no, you must have confused our inner and outer dialogue for a moment there. Sorry, I meant to say, are you screwing with me now? No, Q, No, I meant that. Oh. Well, thanks Ice full hearts! Hell yeah! Huh, it's warm out here. Wasn't it cold before? Your face suddenly feels hot. Well, hold this for a second. Carefully, you hand Quackity a drink before shrugging off your coat. Without the extra layer, cool air finds the back of your neck. It loosens the thread of tension sewn from your throat to your stomach. Were you a braver man? You might comment on the way Quackity's eyes trace you as you adjust your sweater, but you figured you'd push your luck enough tonight. Feeling hot? Something like that. And whose fault is that, dumb butt? No one made you show up into a desert wearing a million layers. Are you saying you like to see me wearing less? I think you're projecting. And I think you're avoiding the question. He looks at you, gaze cutting sharp through your defenses. You hate and love how well he knows the cracks in your armor. You know what? You're right. It's getting too warm out here. How about we find somewhere with proper air conditioning? Your skin prickles at the thought of rejoining the party. I'm not sure how well I do back inside. As lovely as tonight has been, I think I've had enough of partying. You say anything about a party? It's getting late. Even if you left now, the mobs will eat you alive by the time you got halfway home. If you want, you can stay in my place tonight. Got the penthouse suite. That is a tempting offer. Is that a yes then? Entirely against your will, your voice pitches up eagerly. Absolutely. You clear your throat and he laughs, and you know all too well that your face looks as flushed as it feels. Pull yourself together, man. I mean, I don't see why not. Great. We can finish our drinks upstairs then. With one hand, he passes back your wine glass. His free hand finds your own. Electricity sparks eager through your fingertips. By all means, lead the way. Oh my god! Holy frick! Well, they had a messy night. But anyway, this is not a love letter. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to play this for yourself and get the other endings, hey, link to the game is in the description below. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.